Took a breather and came back in no time. Put the ball in my possession and it's showtime. I'm taking the last shot, coach, don't mind. I'm a different predicament, so it troubles you. Game clock ticking and I'm coming for the W. One man ain't enough, they gon' have to double two. Get ball shot made, all the fans loving you. Time expired, everybody rushing you. Now you done showed them what you about. Try to tell you we was gon' make it without a doubt. Do what they can, I'm already stamped, and I be shitting like Kevin Durant. In the game, ate up. When I steps on the floor, I don't waste time. 2 seconds, one shot, I'ma make mine. Hit a 3-pointer on baseline. They want my spot, I'm trying to save mine. So you should move over. 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 So you should move over.
Welcome to Hoop Narrative Podcast. It's your boy OT. And I got my bro Fred Joe in the building. What's good, Fred Joe? It's been a minute. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, it's been a minute, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's been a lot of things happening. So, you know, I'm kind of lit. It's just us back in the studio, man, ramping back up, bro.
Facts. And just like you said, man, it's been a minute. You know, we got a lot of things going on, you know, especially I know with you, end of the school year, season started much later than normal. So, you know, you just got done with that. And, you know, we definitely want to start off with appreciating our followers for being patient with us, man. We said we've been running up and down, but, you know, we finally got some time in summertime. We got some things lined up for y'all.
Yeah,
and
sure.
It wouldn't be right, you know, if we didn't start out, you know, the special guest be you today, bro.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
What you got up your sleeve, man?
And, you know, I thought it was, you know, dope to, you know, do a little Q&A with you, you know, how your season went.
Okay.
Frederick Wilson, high school coach for Cleveland Cavaliers.
Hey, hopefully someday, man. Come on. Hopefully someday, man.
Cleveland High School Eagles out of Seattle, Washington. You know, so we'll definitely get into that. We want to shout out to our sponsor, Bearded by Mac. You know, you guys heard that first.
Mac.
Loyalty Beard Care. Just like you said earlier, #1 beard care for your beard. And then also too, man, I had to get a quick shout out, man. My guy finally came through for me. Where's it at, man?
What you guys? Is that 19th?
19th and Spruce, man. Shout out my boy Rel Hennings out of Seattle, Washington. These are little pants right here. Cop that.
Okay.
Got the hoodie.
He got them good quality sweatsuits too, bro.
Nah, facts. Definitely is. He definitely got me right. Rel is, you know, it's 90, about to be 100 degrees, so, you know, I can't pull it out yet. But, you know, you definitely got me right. Shout out to Rel for anybody checking out any 19th and Spruce gear. If you guys don't know, 19th and Spruce is the home of Rotary, Boys and Girls Club that started the factory of Seattle Rotary. His pops is the head coach, Daryl Hennings. Y'all know who that is.
D80.
19th and Spruce. You guys can go cop that on Instagram. 50 for the hoodie, 100 for the set. You know, definitely, you know, you're not taxing. Those are solid prices for good quality.
Mine is on the way, man.
You got yours too, bro? What color you get?
It's on the way, man. I told him I wanted that yellow or the red, man. I told him whichever one you got in my size, let me get it.
Definitely.
Because I know a lot of people is getting the blue and so 19th and Spruce right there on Instagram, man. Tap in 19thandspruce.com.
Yes, sir.
To get yourself right. Even Mac, bro. I was playing basketball with Mac, man. I came out of retirement at Liberty Park, and a lot of people was getting at him about that Loyalty Beard Care because he just restocked.
I seen he been talking about that.
Yeah, man. So he's a lot of people, you know, it's gonna be hot outside, but they still want their beard gleaming. So
facts. And you know, it's about to be super hot, bro. If man, you in Seattle, Washington right now, man. Shout out to the good weather we're getting. You know, it's just gonna be a hot summer. And the summer, you know, it's already been hot, and you know that's been due to the playoffs. You know, it's the first thing we definitely gonna get in first. You know, before we get to you, bro, the NBA playoffs is in the conference finals now, and man, we done I mean, we ain't been able to talk about. We
We
missed a
know
lot
we
that
know
we've
who's
been able
there
to
in the
share.
Western. We know who's there in the Western. Guy. We know, guy. Don't be
Man,
modest.
oh nah, not at all, man. You know, well, I ain't gotten our flowers yet from you, but it's all good. I think we're gonna get him on this show. We're gonna try to get him on this
Hey
episode
man,
today.
hey, let me just get out the way, man. I want to congrats, my brother, man. It's a long time coming, man. And I haven't given him his flowers yet. That's all I'm saying. We ain't talked, we ain't watched no games together, man. It's been real beefy since he knocked my Lakers down, man. But
So
I just
yeah,
want to say congrats, bro. You guys knocked us down and you kept on rolling. And I'm just happy to see you and your team doing good as a real Suns fan, because a lot of people switch teams, this, that, and the third. You done went through whole franchise change, still been down. So I'm happy to see you with the success, bro.
appreciate that, bro.
And
And
that hurt me saying that.
And it's even more kind of bittersweet right now because we actually have a real chance of winning a championship. As of right now,
A
that we're
legit chance.
as of recording right now, it's 2-1 Phoenix Suns. I've been fortunate to go to a couple games. The environment in Phoenix has been great.
I wanted you to briefly talk on that, bro. You went to 2-game twos the last 2 series, bro.
Yeah, like I said, the atmosphere in Phoenix has been dope, bro. Like just to see, it's been a while. It's been 10 years since the Suns ain't made the playoffs. And seeing where we're at now and seeing the fans coming out, enjoying this run that we're on. I mean, it's not over though, but we've held down home court for the most part. And we can start right here. The conference finals matchups are the Brooklyn Net, or not the Brooklyn Nets, Milwaukee Bucks and Atlanta Hawks on the East Conference side, and then the LA Clippers and the Phoenix Suns. And the road the Phoenix Suns had to take was, they were the first to make it.
That's how you want to start, huh, bro?
I mean, let's call a spade a spade. They've played the best basketball out of every team in the playoffs, in my opinion. First round, we start there. Played the LA Lakers. We heard, and that's where we started hearing the narratives of, Anthony Davis goes down. They're saying LeBron James is still not 100%.
You see, I didn't say nothing, bro. You see, I didn't.
Yeah.
You see, I didn't.
Yeah, but those are the narratives we heard. You don't hear a lot of narratives that Chris Paul was playing pretty much with one arm. Yeah. He didn't really have much of an impact.
Literally one arm, bro.
Yeah.
You guys, literally, bro.
And I mean, he controlled the tempo, I believe, a little bit, but I am surprised the Lakers didn't really try to take advantage of that more. With Chris Paul, pretty much not being able to give us much. The Lakers, though, this first time LeBron James lost in the first round. Ever since he made the playoffs. Anthony Davis goes down with another unfortunate injury, growing injury. He missed half of game 3 and then or half of game 4. No, half of game 3, missed game 4, then tried to come back.
Tried to come back and couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Or was it, did he miss game 4? Or did he get hurt game 4?
No, he got hurt game 4. No, he got hurt game 3, missed game 4.
Okay.
Tried to come back for game 5.
And then he just didn't play at all in game 6.
And then he didn't play at all, yeah. And then because you guys won in 6, right?
Yeah.
So we lost that game, and then you guys won the next one as well.
And so we can talk about this. He played like crap first game. But, my rule is you let a sleeping giant lay. And he heard all the noise about the bad game he played first game, came out, hit the Suns with a 40-piece. And, that set the tone for the Lakers. And, you kind of expected that all series. Game 3 of game 3, he gets hurt end of the first half. Now the Suns were winning before he got hurt. But, this narrative.
Mind you, huh?
But this narrative, though, with Anthony Davis, man, he's never had like a major injury, but the man is dinged up every season. And, you start to want to microscope in and, what is it like? Does he not take care of his body? Is it just the fact that, he grew 8 inches in a matter of like that. Like, is that a
Yeah.
part of it? So then the question is like, is this always going to be Anthony Davis for the rest of his career? Because I think, in my opinion, he's a top 5 talent. And
Def needs to get stronger. He needs to get his body stronger.
yeah,
Doesn't got to get like put on an extreme amount of weight, but he needs to get certain areas. He needs to strengthen. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
And I think,
Because he's just too frail, too fragile.
yeah, but yeah, I definitely think he can take his fitness to another level.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say more serious, but I think he can take it to another level. You see players like, and my thing is though with him is like he's not even like older yet. He's still like
Yeah,
literally in
that's
his prime. Like I was about to say, like Chris Paul changed his diet, LeBron James changed his diet, but those guys were in their close to mid-30s when they did this. He's 20, I think 27, 28 years old. Something has to give. And then we also, in my opinion, bro, I think this is the first year we've seen LeBron James a little regress, if that's fair. Do you think that's fair?
Uh, yeah. I mean, the other half of me just, I don't want to blame the ankle. I just next year I want to see what he looks like
Mm-hmm.
because he's, I mean, yeah, he's to me, it's just one of those things like you're 38 years old, so you're not, you're not 24. It's not gonna, I think you can't come back from an ankle injury, as quick as he wanted to. And I just want to wait till next year before I really make that decision because I do feel like he didn't have that pop, that burst that he usually has. Not making no excuse. That's just, what I saw or seen. But I definitely do think that next year I'm gonna be able to make that assessment about him regressing. Not saying that I disagree with you, but I'm just saying I'm gonna wait to make that. But I could see why you say that too as well, though. I'm not if you get what I mean.
And I guess when I do say that, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big LeBron James fan. I think it wasn't as easy for him to score as it normally is for LeBron James. Now, don't get me wrong, his numbers were still the same, 25 points a game, and all the other stuff. But in that playoff series, granted the injury or whatever it wasn't that easy for him just to get a bucket like we normally see from LeBron James.
I agree with you on that. That was the first time where it's like he's working. He's really, really working. He wasn't getting none of those buckets where it's like, damn, that's what Bron does. It was like, it was a struggle. I agree with you on that.
And then Andre Drummond, I thought he played okay the first 2 games, but then after game 3, he does not play anymore for the rest of the series. We've seen what's your head coach's name? Frank Vogel. We've seen Frank Vogel.
Consistent rotations.
Yeah, we've seen him go away from Montrezl Harrell early. And I thought that was weird because if there was anywhere that you guys held the advantage, it was in the paint. And it showed even in game 1 that we won. You guys dominated the paint, even though Andre Drummond or DeAndre Ayton did a great job of handling his own. Marc Gasol, DeAndre Ayton, Montrezl Harrell, and Anthony Davis all I think did a solid job in the paint. So I was confused on why Frank Vogel went away from that. Kyle Kuzma gave you nothing besides 1 game, and that game was a blowout. It's time to look for him to go elsewhere. I feel like this is an LA. This is an LA factor, and we've seen this before with the young guys that LA's drafted. Magic Johnson did a great job drafting Jordan Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball. But as soon as those guys all went somewhere else, they played much better. And so,
bro, we always talk about that. LA is not for everybody. You know what I mean? And
you can get sucked into that world easily, bro.
Yeah, those guys being young and in that environment and the entertainment and what comes with that, it's a lot. And some of those guys, some people probably feel like those guys didn't get a fair shake, but some of those guys, it was tough and the opportunity wasn't there. But then a couple of those guys also needed to get out of LA and mature. You know what I mean? So I'm happy for guys like Jordan Clarkson and like guys like that, because D'Angelo Russell, they had some maturity issues while they was in LA. And once they left, I feel like they realized, okay, this shit's really real. So now Jordan Clarkson's 6th man of the year, and you know what I mean? D'Angelo Russell's,
max player.
A max player, right? So I mean, I couldn't be more happier for those guys.
So before we get off the Phoenix Suns LA series, what do you want to see the Lakers do this summer? Because clearly you guys didn't have enough.
Man, we need more shooting.
I agree.
We need more shooting, and we need to get we need to definitely go back to the toughness on the inside. We need to get the toughness, we need to get the mobility. I love Marc Gasol and Montrezl Harrell, but defensively they were liabilities.
Facts.
And you talked about this, Andre Drummond. I don't think he's a bad basketball player, but it's hard to put somebody that's never really played for winning or in winning. You just put him in a winning situation. And it was like he was still learning how to play winning basketball.
I thought he had moments.
Yeah, and I definitely thought he had moments as well too. But you know how it goes, bro. You're in LA, and you have to have more good moments than bad. So
I think a part of that too, before we get away with that, I think the fact that, you said more shooting, and the fact that when Marc Gasol came in and got meaningful minutes, I think game 2, I think he hit like 2 threes. And I think Frank Vogel ran with that, was like, okay, we need to spread this floor out. And that's why I told you, bro, I was looking up to the gods and I was praying that he plays Marc Gasol more, because I knew defensively all we were going to do is pick on his ass all defense.
He took Drummond out the starting lineup.
Yeah. And I like I said, I was cheesing from ear to ear when I saw that. So yeah, the Suns beat the Lakers in 6. All momentum. I thought for the Suns that was really huge. I thought that was going to be the best team we played all playoffs. And then we see the Nuggets beat the Blazers in 6 actually. Beat them in 6. And now, before we get that, we saw Terry Stotts get fired. Another first round exit. And there is rumors that Chauncey Billups is possibly going to be the next potential coach.
Becky Hammond's got a real shot. Becky Hammond
is definitely has a shot too. Shout out to Damian Lillard. I know it's really tough in today's
cheat the grind, bro. You don't got to stay loyal. Cheat the grind.
I hear you, and that's why I want to shout him out.
And that's me referring to when he told Paul George, "Y'all running from the grind." Well, Damian, putting you all out there, and Portland ain't giving it back. So
they fired their GM as well. They haven't put enough talent around them. That's why I wanted to shout him out. Like, it's hard to be loyal to a franchise in today's era of basketball. And I'm not knocking anybody who does. A lot of these franchises aren't loyal to you like you think they are. But Portland is a very loyal small market franchise. So I don't know. I hope that they can somehow make a quick turnaround, because it needs to be a quick turnaround. But I don't see it happening. Yeah. I don't think you do either.
Yeah, but I don't see it happening either. And I was hearing about Dame Lillard wanting Jason Kidd to come be the point. I mean, the head coach there. But
I was like, that's gonna happen.
He may be the front runner for the Mavericks job. Yeah. So nothing just seems to go the way it should go for the Portland. They had that one year where they went to the Western Conference Finals, but other than that, it's just been kind of mediocre for Dame Lillard. And I know injuries play a part, but hey, it's still not fair to you.
Yeah. I think that'll definitely be the narrative for the Portland Trailblazers all season. I think we'll hear the smoke that, if Dame will want to continue to be here after the next year. I don't think he'll get traded this summer unless something drastic happens. But the Denver Nuggets move on, play the Suns. Nikola Jokic was named MVP. And they got the brakes beat off them pretty much all 4 games. DeAndre Ayton, I'm saying his name again, held his own against, in my opinion, the best center in the NBA. And you can't say enough about that kid right now, rightfully so.
I was just thinking about that, bro. He done outplayed or or you can say beat up on Anthony Davis, and
Held his
even
own against
before
all
he
those
got
guys.
hurt, he was banging with him, and then Jokic, and now you know what I mean? It's just like, golly, bro.
Yeah, so
I remember when they were saying he probably might not be able to play in today's NBA.
I was one of those guys who was saying like, I've always said that I do think he's a talent, a damn near a generational talent with how he can move, how well he can move, great hands. I think we'll see down the road. He can shoot.
Yeah.
So that's how I
I
feel
like
about
his little 15-footer, man,
Mhm.
catching faces up, jab. Like,
And I think
I thought he
one.
couldn't catch, bro. His hands are better than I thought.
Mhm. And I think one day we will be able to see him at maybe not consistently, but be able to spread the floor
Shoot
somewhat.
some threes. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I already could tell by when his shooting motion, and how he shoots his mid range, that he can shoot threes. He just
Mhm.
hasn't shown everybody yet.
And you're right. And I think he'll get there. Now, Denver Nuggets was playing without Jamal Murray. But like I said, they played well enough to beat Portland. They just didn't have.
I hate you, bro.
They didn't. They did not have enough. And like I said too, we were playing amazing. Now this was Chris Paul's series. Chris Paul, that was probably the best playoff series he might have ever had. I think he averaged 25 and 10. They had no
he
answer
was.
for him in that pick and roll.
I mean, Jesus Christ, bro. I was looking at the chart. He was just dissecting them in the pick and roll for
Mhm.
himself and for the team. There was nothing that they could do.
Nothing. And dissected that. You see the frustration kind of spill over in game 4 when Jokic gets kicked out in the second quarter or third quarter with the slap to the face. It's funny because, I love Nikola Jokic. I watch him a lot. He does that a lot, bro. He does that a lot when he doesn't feel like he doesn't get a foul call his way. He'll do that. He'll do an angry backcourt foul. And this
There was some
time,
NBA players saying that too.
yeah, he does it a lot.
Jokic done that to me before too.
Yeah. And this time, he just got a little carried away and, he connected with Cameron Payne's face. And like I said, I think it was unfortunate. It was the right call by rule. But like I said,
it just happened to be Jokic, but it was definitely, it was the right call. It was just who the call was against.
Yeah, and it sucked that you're down 3-0. You're losing, but I think, they were in the game and you were playing well. And, you just don't put yourself in that predicament when you're pretty much all your team has.
That's how I look at it, bro. I understand where people are coming from. Like, you can't throw him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when you're down 3-0 and you do something like that, it kind of looks like you kind of hang it up.
Facts.
It looks like you kind of pencil it in. Like, you can't, like you said, you can't put yourself in that predicament down 3-0. You're trying to win a game, trying to at least make, trying to get off the snide. You just make a foul like that, which everybody probably knew was going to be a flagrant 2. It's kind of like maybe you thought, hey, there's nothing that we can do. So you wanted to just check out early.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, man. Definitely can't put yourself in that predicament.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think Denver's fine. If Jamal Murray can come back healthy. Now I know his injury was in the second half of the season, so they're not going to have him.
First half.
Yeah. What was that?
Is he going to miss the first half of the season?
I was going to say I don't think they'll get him back until next year. Okay. So I think going to the off season, Denver's going to have to take that in mind with what they can possibly bring to fill in the void. Now we did see Michael Porter have a hell of a series in the first round. So he's going to have to also take that next step as well next year, possibly be maybe a 20-point scorer.
Mm-hmm.
But, besides that, though, I think it's time to, move on from the Paul Millsaps and, players like that. It's time to go get other role players.
If you keeping those guys, they need to be straight veterans for the young guys.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the Nuggets losing 4, and the Suns now in the West Conference Finals against the LA Clippers. Now, the LA Clippers had a hell of a road to get to where they at. So that's why first and foremost, shout out to them, because after what they pulled last year,
3 times.
Yes. And all I was about to say too, just even what they went through last year in the playoffs, losing, after being up 3-1, to turn back around and, make the West Conference Finals. They did it by playing the Dallas Mavericks in the first round. That was the rematch from last year, and that was a hell of a series.
It was a damn good series.
All stars showed up at different moments. You know, Paul George got out to a slow start. Started hearing Pandemic P, but he woke up. Same did Kawhi. Kawhi had
I feel like Paul George is ever since, I don't know if it's game 3 in LA. I feel like Paul George has been on a tear since like game 3 of that first series.
Yeah, and ever since Kawhi has been out, he really definitely. And so Dallas blew a 2-0 lead after stealing 2 on the road. And man,
I thought the series was over.
Yeah. Now, Luka Doncic, you know how I feel about him. Down or up 2-0. I want to say he did all he could. Now he did have a lapse these last 2 games in I want to say the second half or fourth quarter. The fatigue definitely showed in. He has to take better care of his body. His body's not where it should be, especially for a 22-year-old. I think he can lose some weight. I think he can cut down some weight.
I agree with you on that. I agree. But I had a quick question. Do you feel that, and it's crazy because I know that Luka and Rick Carlisle, they said there was some gripe between the two, but do you feel their offense was too Luka Doncic dominant, if that was to say, you know what I mean? Like everything was literally pick and roll for him. You know what I mean? Do you feel like there could have been more ball movement, player movement sometimes? You know, like you can have Luka on the ball, but hey, sometimes we're, ball movement, player movement, or are you okay with how Rick Carlisle kind of just lived and died through Luka?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, when you have a player who can do multiple things with the ball, you want the ball in his hands.
At 22 years old.
Yeah. you want the ball in his hands. Now, for me personally, I also think that ever since Luka Doncic has been in the NBA, he hasn't played with another primary ball handler.
I get you.
So it's I don't know.
When you're Devin Booker and you have Chris Paul now, huh? Like
So I don't know how it looks with him off the ball, but I do know he's damn skilled and a hell of a talent and can learn to play with anybody, in my opinion. Now, with that being said, you don't want to see your best player massaging the ball. It takes away kind of from other players and their abilities. For instance, he made Tim Hardaway look great, but now you have Kristaps Porzingis sitting in the corner. Kristaps Porzingis can score the ball.
And that was one of his gripes. I'm standing in the corner. Like he didn't like that.
He's a talent. He can score the ball. He's not a pick and pop big. He's a unicorn 7'2" player who can get out on the perimeter, post up,
handle it a little bit.
He can shoot. He can get his own shot. Now, I don't know what Rick Carlisle's exactly like what their offensive like exactly like what their philosophy is on offense. But I do know that I've seen Rick Carlisle when he's had multiple ball handlers and actual multiple pieces make the offense work. He's an offensive juggernaut as a coach.
He is definitely one of the best.
So it's tough to say because they only got to work together for 3 years. Like I said too, Luka Doncic hasn't played with another ball handler. So it's going to be tough to see. We've heard a lot of narratives. So Rick Carlisle gets fired. He stepped down, actually. He had 2 years left on his contract.
They fired Donnie Nelson.
They fired Donnie Nelson, the general manager. But you heard the rumors that there was minor friction between Rick Carlisle, Luka Doncic, just like you said earlier. You heard what Kristaps Porzingis said in his interview after they lost Game 7. It was tough with his role.
I heard there was a guy in there that Mark Cuban, trusted, but he kind of had a different view on where the offense should go analytically and stuff like that. And
I did.
He was kind of stepping on Donnie Nelson's toes with making picks and things like that. And it was just like, they was like, Mark Cuban's this guy, but his role wasn't bigger than Donnie Nelson's, but he was acting bigger. So it was just it seemed like it was a lot of turmoil, like you said, bro.
I'll say too many Euros on that damn team. They need to go get some dudes from the street, some dogs. Seriously, for Luka Doncic. So like, Mark Cuban's good. With the guys that fit the mold and all that. And I think, or maybe that was Donnie Walsh. I don't know, but I think you got to get away with that. Luka needs some dogs around him. Some other guys that can also play make for themselves.
Yeah, some more talented guys, not that just Luka has to set up. I agree with you on that, because it's, no disrespect, but you got Tim Hardaway, and you don't got too many guys on that team that can create for themselves. You got a lot of guys that you have to create for. So why would I take a guy off the ball that's he does the best at getting his own shot or getting one for everyone else?
Yep.
So
Tim Hardaway's a free agent this summer. I think it'll be pivotal. They bring him back. That was a hell of a series though. And then the Dallas Mavericks play the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz, they beat the Memphis Grizzlies in 5, I believe. And I actually want to shout out the Memphis Grizzlies. I thought that they played it as best as they could against the Utah Jazz. And Ja Morant, man, that boy, he's
special.
Yeah, he's gonna be one of them ones coming in these next 5 to 8 years. The next 3 to 5 years.
To me, when he develops a jump shot, it's gonna be. And I know he is, because he's you already can see he's like shooting threes, shooting more. But once he gets that mid range, because they're always gonna play drop coverage on Ja, because they know he can't shoot, so they're just packing that paint. But once he get that little mid range, it's over.
And they got a young nucleus. Shout out Dylan Brooks too, proving that he can score in this league. Jaren Jackson, who missed all of last year, he'll be back 100% healthy. I think Jonas Valanciunas brings a lot to that team. They're going to be right back in the midst of the playoffs.
I like the guy that played with PJ at TCU too, Desmond Bane.
Desmond Bane, All NBA second team. They got pieces.
Kyle Anderson's carved a nice niche for himself, bro.
Yeah, he is.
He went to the Spurs.
He fits the mold.
I feel like going to the Spurs. I can't remember if he was drafted there or not, but being on the Spurs kind of helped his career, because he's always been a high IQ dude, but
No, you're right.
I didn't think Slow-Mo would, have a lasting NBA career like this, but happy to see that guy moving like that.
Definitely. Now, somewhere in that series, Mike Conley got hurt.
He did.
And Mike Conley pretty much missed, I think, every game, but I think either 1 or 2 games in this LA Clippers series. Now, this series started out the same way for the LA Clippers it did last series. Down 2-0, lost 2 games at home. And on top of that, they let Donovan Mitchell go berserk. Pretty much all series, actually.
I was going to say all series.
Ty Lue, we're hearing, why is Ty Lue not putting Paul George or Kawhi on Donovan Mitchell? And then he finally makes a switch and he puts Kawhi on Donovan Mitchell. Now, I will say game 6 and 7, Donovan Mitchell, I think, looked like, how do I put this? Old Donovan Mitchell, the volume Donovan Mitchell, the Donovan Mitchell that tried to take 25 shots to get 30 points.
And that ankle was kind of messed. His ankle was kind of hurt too. So I feel like he was trying to fight through the labor, and it's like, you're not healthy and you're trying to be more aggressive. It's not a recipe. It's not a good recipe,
No, you're right. And, this has been the MO with the Utah Jazz since Donovan Mitchell got there. A team that can win a bunch of games in the regular season and, not get it done in the playoffs. This is the year they were the best team in the NBA. And nobody even blinked after they lost. So it was like not even surprising.
Here we go again. But how much are you buying into the live by the 3, die by the 3?
And that's why they lost. They lived by the 3 and died by the 3. And me coming from
all year, it worked until now.
And me, I come from 7 seconds or less. Live by the three, die by the three.
I was about to say you definitely come from that mold.
This is over the last couple of years, though. I've noticed that you can win games that way. It's tough to win playoff series that way.
Yeah. The Rockets found that out many times with James Harden.
But even they kind of, twisted their game a little bit, even when they went to the West Conference Finals. Like, they lived by the three and died by the three, too, though, in that series against Golden State. So it's tough. Like, you got to get paint touches. Our boy Clint tells all the time the mid range is a layup if you grind. Like, they don't have anybody outside. No, that's not true. I was gonna say, I don't have anybody who can get a bucket, but Jordan Clarkson did a great job of that off the bench. Bogdanovich is another guy who can get his own bucket. I don't know what the Utah Jazz possibly do, bro. I thought they had every piece that they needed. So
I don't know if I would have paid Rudy Gobert, bro. No disrespect, but it's
defensive player of the year.
Yeah, I know and I know people like he's got two of them. Yeah, but it's tough when you can't play at the highest point of the season for the second or third time in a row because you're getting picked on.
Mm-hmm.
People are taking you away from the paint, so now your value's down because now you can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like Ty Lue's got Terrence Mann picking.
I was just about to say that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Terrence Mann started at center.
So it's just like. And this is, I feel like, the second or third year in a row where they pick on you in the pick and roll or bring you out the paint, and now your value's down, but we're paying you, $285 Supermax?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, bro. It's tough, bro.
Yeah. So, I don't know where the Utah Jazz can go this summer. I thought they have really good pieces. They have one of the better coaches in the NBA, so I don't think they need a coaching change.
Washington native Quinn Snyder.
Mm-hmm. They got their young superstar. They have a defensive rim runner. Now I think maybe you go get a big who can spread the floor.
You think it's time to give it to Derek Favors so they can get that?
I don't think they'll bring Derek Favors back. I think him being familiar with the roster and being there. And he's a good defensive player, but you need to get another something else to back up Rudy Gobert. Somebody who does the opposite of what he does. I think that fits. Offense is king, even though defense definitely does win championships, as we're seeing. And then on top of that,
definitely takes you over the top now.
Definitely,
no disrespect, man.
And also, too, shout out to, just like we said, so Paul George tweaks his knee in Game 7, or Game 5.
5, yep, or 4? No, 5.
5. And so Paul George has been amazing these last 4 games, if you ask me. Besides the mishap, we'll talk about.
I'm back to calling him playoff P. So I'm gonna be real. I'm back to calling him playoff P. Bro.
I ain't got nothing to say. No bad words.
I ain't called him
for Paul George.
I ain't called him pandemic P in weeks. So.
Maybe a little blimp from Game 2 of the series.
He was hooping that whole game. That's why I forgot. But he was hooping that whole game.
He was hooping that game.
Until the free throws. So that's why I was like, man, you've been playoff P and he smoked 2 free throws.
Nah, you're right.
Guys could have possibly won that game. I just feel like he has those mental lapses.
Yeah. And he's responded though every time though. And that's the positive for me, is responding every time.
I agree.
When you have a bad game or something bad happens, you have to have that next play mode, and I think he's been able to do that. And so right now, we're at the conference finals.
You better, boy. Missed them 2 free throws.
Nah, you're right. Conference finals right now. Suns are up 2-1. I got to go to Game 2 of this game. The Suns were without Chris Paul the first 2 games. And, I ain't said his name yet because I wanted to wait just until we got to this point. Cameron Payne has, first of all, had a journey. I was just looking up today, bro. I was looking up
for the underdogs right there.
Facts. I was looking up the 2015 draft class. Do you know who Cam Payne was drafted right behind?
Who?
Devin Booker. He went 15. He went.
That's crazy.
Yeah, or 14. I think he went 14. Yeah, he went 14, and Devin Booker went 13, something like that. And both have had 2 different paths since then. we knew Campaign 4 or 5 years ago as that dude who was doing the pregame dances with Russell Westbrook. And then
Dancing Cam.
yeah, dancing Campaign, man. Then had to go the G League route, and then got to Chicago. But hey, I ain't gonna lie though, the dances between them two was real swaggy though. They had the whole NBA basketball culture
from
doing
the
that
hands,
stuff after.
yeah, from the handshake to the dance, and they was
Yeah,
really. I ain't gonna lie.
it was real swaggy. But he found
Yeah.
himself out of the rotation there. Found himself out the league and in the G League fighting for his NBA career. He gets to
They
Chicago.
were saying he wasn't an NBA point guard.
Yeah. And even in Chicago,
Yeah.
they were saying the same thing.
Yeah.
And Monty Williams, who was familiar with him at OKC, gives him the opportunity to come to the bubble with us. And he played really well. He was the energy, a spark plug. And then, coming into this season, he started out kind of battling with Javon Carter for backup minutes. And I think that second half of the season, he just turned it up. And,
I was about to say, I feel like there was a point in time where he just ran away with it, and I kind of just stopped seeing Carter.
Yep. And like I said, it came early this year. He just turned it up, and he was a spark. He made play after play offensively. He was bringing energy, and it's shown in this playoff series. He's had games in the LA Lakers series. He's had a game in the Denver Nuggets series, and now he had to fill in for Chris Paul for 2 games. And game 2,
he's doing a damn good job at it as well.
I think 1 turnover in those 2 games, bro.
Yeah.
That was, I think, was most impressive with how he plays as well. 29 and 10 in the second in game 2. He's been really pivotal for the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker with a 40-point triple-double in game 1. But the tides turned game 3. Paul George, who's honestly, before we even get to Paul George, man, another kid who had to, he got paid, but he kind of had to, turn his career around because he was on the way of, being in no man's land was Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
And Paul George said, that was the first dude he went to go talk to in free agency and told him, come back, help us make this run. And Reggie Jackson came back, and he's had a hell of a season, and he's had a hell of a playoff run.
I forgot about him. I forgot about that time in Detroit. That's how much he's hooping right now. I forgot about that. Because those guys, Ty Lue and Chauncey Billups, Kenny Atkinson, those guys, they got that guy playing. He's earned himself some money, bro. Do you agree?
Yeah. And I think
it's not a lot of just, he's earned more than, what he's getting. He's earned something.
Mm-hmm. And I was just about to say that though, because, he got paid by Detroit.
He got the 5-year 80 from them. Right?
Yeah. And I always thought with him though, I never thought that he was a legit NBA starting point guard on a decent team. I thought his role with OKC was so perfect, which is why he flourished there. He didn't have much responsibility. He could just come in and hoop. Now you put him with the LA Clippers next to Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. It's the same thing. He just play his game. He doesn't have to worry about getting everybody else involved and carrying the load.
Fit is so important in the NBA. We talk about that all the time.
Mm-hmm. And he's flourishing right now in his role. Terrence Mann, a young player out of Florida State, man, is playing pivotal minutes. We talked earlier.
Shout out my boy Clint Parks. 4-year dudes do have value.
Yeah, definitely, especially today more than ever.
Yeah.
We talked about earlier the Utah Jazz series, how he had that big game against the Utah Jazz, and going out there, no Kawhi Leonard, and somebody else had to step up, and nobody saw it was going to be Terrence Mann.
Nobody's seen Terrence Mann stepping up, man.
Nah.
How much did he have that game?
34, I believe.
Yeah,
something like that.
He was just destroying the Jazz, picking on Rudy Gobert, man.
Facts. And then now, I mean, his energy has been all over the place in this series. I just watched him make play after play,
Yeah.
energy wise, against the Suns today, and he was a big difference in them, keeping it close. And then the stars did the rest of the job, or Paul George, and then Pat Beverly. Shout out to him. He's playing pesky, great defense on
I
Devin Booker
don't,
right now.
and I was just talking to a couple of people on Twitter about this. I don't care what nobody says, but guys like PJ Tucker and Pat Beverly need to get more respect. Like they may not be the best defenders, but they're high level competitors. You know what I mean?
And
Like
it's
they may
hard.
not be.
No, go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
I was just saying it's hard to defend these players, these cats nowadays in the NBA.
And
So
those guys are taking on not just, they're taking on the best. You know what I mean? They're usually getting one of the toughest assignments. And I mean, those guys aren't, you know what they say, bro. You can't stop the greats. You just have to try to slow them down. And
facts.
when you're a high level competitor, I feel like guys like PJ and we seen today with Pat Beverly, you're gonna get your ass busted by Devin Booker, but you got to try your best to make him work. And I
Mhm.
definitely think he's doing that, bro.
Nah, definitely. And to, like I said, the highest levels.
At least
But-
the last couple games, I would say.
Mhm. Like I said, I think he did as best as he could. Game one, I think just Devin Booker got into a flow.
Yeah.
So Chris Paul's back. Him and Devin Booker combined for I think 30 points combined. I think something crazy like that. They shot terrible. It's 2-1. I said though the Suns do have to. If we still won, we're fine. If we still won on the road, but just like we just said, the LA Clippers have came back from 2-0 twice. This time we'll probably have to be without Kawhi Leonard. There's been no update so far. He was at the game today. If you ask me, I don't think he's going to play game 4.
This is a guy that was at the game, not on the bench though, in the suite. So
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, man. We're gonna have to ask. We're gonna ask our
that's
boy
a little
about
questionable,
that.
or that tells me he's really done. You know what I mean? Like he's not
Yeah.
coming back.
And he's so mild mannered. I don't know, but I personally feel like you should be dealing with your team, especially a home game. But I'm not putting nothing in it though. I don't put no stock into it. So who you got winning this series?
Oh man. I got you guys winning this series.
How many games?
I want the Clippers to make a fight, but you guys are just rolling right now, man. You guys. That's why I don't know how Monty Williams won Coach of the Year, but I'm glad James Jones won the Executive of the Year because, I mean, the team that he's put together, he's got playmakers, shooters, tough guys, rebounders. I mean, defenders. I mean, he put together such a great team, and you guys play so well. Ball movement, player movement, driving kicks, free flowing. So I think you guys are rolling right now, man. I think Monty will make adjustments, and I think this will go to 7 though. But I think you guys will pull it out, bro. You guys have home court advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you guys will pull it out, man. And if Devin Booker has to take that mask off, take it off. Don't try to fight through playing with it if it's tough for you because it's already new. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I got Suns in 7.
I also think Chris Paul, who we said was out with COVID, he just didn't make shots. I thought he got good looks. I think those shots will fall. Campaign rolled his ankle. Hopefully he'll be fine for game 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I think we can get 5 to 6.
Bright spot, DeAndre Ayton still played well today.
Yeah, he did. And like I said, I do think Zubac outplayed him though.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, and then what he's done this series so far as well too. So
Zubac, he's big, but he's energy. He's weird. He moves. It's not just a big man. He's actually extremely mobile.
Definitely. See, the Western Conference right now is going down. To me, though, personally, the Eastern Conference has been much funner to watch.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Eastern Conference has been popping. You start out with, we got the Milwaukee Bucks and Atlanta Hawks. Yes, I said the Atlanta Hawks in the Eastern Conference Finals. And they're up 1-0 right now. And the Atlanta Hawks, uh, they've had to play a New York Knicks who was first time being in the playoffs. So, playing in the Garden, that was not easy. And then going to play the number one seed, Philadelphia 76ers, man, and winning that in seven. Uh, Trae Young is a superstar. No budding superstar, no young superstar. He's a superstar.
It's it's solidified at this point. You think so?
Yeah, I mean, you know how I feel. My thing is like when you get called like these type of names, superstar or elite player, it's because what you do on the highest level. The
I
playoffs is
agree.
the biggest stage. Trey Young has performed pretty much every game for the most part. Besides, I think he had one. He didn't have a good game, game six or game
Yeah,
seven in Philly.
one of those. Yeah, one of
Yeah,
them.
oh, game six. I don't think he had a good game, but he that's what you have teammates for as well. Uh,
Yeah, gotta
but
be
back,
supporting.
but he's a supporting cast, you're saying?
Yeah, no, I was saying he's got a solid supporting cast. And
Definitely. And I was gonna say too, shout
crazy because I was telling my brother, I feel like I don't know. It almost feels like the media tried to make us not like Trey Young. You know what I mean? And now that
that
I'm
could be a little
watching,
bit of a Luca factor too. 'Cause,
yeah, I'm like now that I'm
same
watching him,
class.
I'm like, why do I feel like I never liked this guy? Like Trey Young, not like not liked him, but I'm like, I should have liked him more. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I should have been watching more of Trey because he's really a game changer. But it seems like it's like the media wanting us to hate him. So I guess you're right though. They threw Luke on us so much.
Mhm.
He's in our face now. So
And I think there was some things that Trey Young definitely had to work on. His game, high turnover guy.
I
Uh,
think it was good. John Collins had said something to him. Their gripe about
oh yeah,
coming
definitely.
down, bombing them 30 footers. I think it
Huh?
did some some
Definitely.
good for.
Let's say I was about to get to that too. Shot selection.
Yeah.
He was statistically the worst defender in the NBA last year. And, I don't think that the defensive thing is not something that's going to change anytime soon. But just like you said, shot selection. If you'd ask me, I'm pretty sure Nate McMillan fine tuned that stuff and, came to him and said, we have to play better basketball offensively. And that starts with you as being our
Yeah.
point guard.
Yeah.
Uh, don't get us wrong. He's still going to bomb some of those. But you're right. Some of those shots that he took, you're like, all right, bro, like, come on now. Like, we know you can shoot.
Well, come on now. Coming down shooting from half court, nobody else touches it. You better be making it more than you missing it.
Exactly. And so let's get back to the Philadelphia
Yeah.
76ers series.
Yeah, we got off track a little bit.
Yeah. So like I said, they beat the Knicks in five. Julius Randle doesn't have that great of a series. But so everybody, we go into this series. I know I for sure thought Philly was winning at least five. I thought it wasn't gonna win no more than five.
Yeah, bro, that's how you feel?
I mean, I just thought they had no answer for Joel Embiid coming to this series. I thought Tobias Harris was playing solid enough to be that second scorer. Seth Curry was playing very well, but the guy that we forgot to mention or that we have not mentioned yet was nowhere to be found, and he has been the topic of discussion for the 76ers over the last 3-4 weeks now. Is Ben
He ain't
Simmons.
been found around the rim either. So
Ben Simmons, man. I think he shot a total of 8 times or something like that all series in the fourth quarter.
they owe him 176 million to over the next 4 years, 4
Something
years.
like that, bro. He shot 40 some percent from I think low 40s from the 3-point free throw line. We've seen hack a Shaq, hack a Ben Simmons. We saw Nate McMillan bring that out, and it was successful.
It was. It
We
was down 20 at one point. The game I was watching, and he did it. It just changed the momentum and the
Yeah.
rhythm of the game.
2 games they were up by at least 20. Smoked them. The Philadelphia 76ers as a whole. Now, not everything's on Ben Simmons or on Ben Simmons. There was a couple games Tobias Harris did not show up. There was a couple games that Joel Embiid did nothing in the fourth quarter, even though he was dominant all series. But Ben Simmons,
Yeah.
if there is anything that you should be doing right now, it's you should be locked in a gym somewhere. There is no
I know
excuse.
we're not rich, but what be the excuse for guys that, you know what I mean? Like we seen dudes like Jason Kidd, you know, they used to call him Ace and Kid because he had no J. Like
Yeah.
we seen guys turn like so I know guys can develop a jump shot. Does he just not care? Just doesn't want to?
I mean,
Like
let's keep it a buck, bro. I mean, when people are trying to develop jump shots, you have to live in the gym. That's one of the, to me, that's one of the toughest skills
some
to
of these
get.
guys don't really love the gym like we think because some of
Mhm.
them need that like Ben Simmons. I'm not saying you don't love the gym, but like you're saying, bro, for him to fix his jump shot, you're gonna need to
Takes you, there's
breakdown.
extraordinary heights you have to go to be able to develop even somewhat of a decent jump shot.
Respectable, yeah.
Yeah. And I just don't think that level's been I don't think I think there is levels of working hard that he has not reached yet. And that's something that they're going to have to address this summer because I'm it's hard for me to say just trade a young all-star.
Yeah.
Because I agree with the 76ers. I don't want to trade him. The rumors are that they talked to his agent Rich Paul, talk about his future. And then you see Doc Rivers saying that pretty much the training regimen will be different this summer when it comes to working for
I don't know if Doc should
Ben
have
Simmons.
said what he said about Ben Simmons either, bro. I don't know if he should have just came out and said it like that. Like, I mean,
Hey
I
man,
don't
when the kitchen's hot and you just played the
Yeah,
way you just
bro.
played,
Hey, I mean, and I know
goes
it
out
was
the
probably
window.
tough too because they just lost, but it was just like because it was like even him, he tried to say it in a political way, but we all knew what he was saying. Like,
Yeah.
I can't win with this guy if he
I
doesn't have.
think I was gonna say, yeah, I think that was tough. I think that was a little tough when they asked him,
Yeah,
could he be a point guard on a winning championship team? He said, I don't
yeah,
know.
like,
I agree with you on that.
and I get and I get what he's thinking. Like, you know, and I like what he didn't want to say it, but we knew what he was saying. Like,
Mhm.
this, I can't win with this guy if he doesn't have a jump shot. But it's like, when like, come on, man, it was just I don't know, but you're right though. Like even with Giannis for at a point in time, it was like, okay, well, maybe it's not the franchise. You have to get better yourself. And that's one
Mhm.
thing about Ben Simmons is like everybody's getting better. You have to get better for that franchise to take the next step.
Mhm.
You can't just be the same player. You know what I mean? Like you make it harder on Joel at times because it's 4-on-5 at that point. You know,
Mhm.
this is another defender.
And something about ever since I watched Ben Simmons little biography he had on Showtime, I think, about him, something has always rubbed me the wrong way. And then there was a Stephen A. Smith of ESPN came out and he said that he's hearing that Ben Simmons is kind of spoiled and he's a little soft. And that's the persona I get about him. That's why I said I feel like
He
there's just
doesn't
levels.
care.
I just feel like there's levels that he has not reached of working hard when it comes to really like grinding. And because the crazy thing is he is easily
He's
uh
gifted.
yes, easily gifted, easily could be a superstar in this league. It's not even close. You got the athleticism, the height, the skill that you have outside of the shooting. You're one of the best primary ball defenders and on ball defenders, in my opinion. I thought he should have been in, defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
You're literally only missing just somewhat of a respectable jump shot. Now, the other half of that, too, bro, that I say is a difference, even though, so I'm bringing up Giannis, his shooting woes. The difference, though, too, is Giannis at least attempts to take those jumpers.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's so critical, regardless if you work on your game or not. You
That's better
have
for
to
your
shoot the ball.
confidence. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
better for your
have to be confident in shooting the ball. You have to trust the work that you're putting in, which is why I don't think he's working as hard as he should be. Like,
Giannis ain't gonna shoot 10 threes, but he used to shoot none. He'll at least shoot 2 or 3 now.
yeah, at least make you respect it.
Some
At least
pull ups. Yeah, he's starting to mingle a little bit of that in there because I work on it. Shit, I gotta
yeah,
get him up.
exactly. You got to trust the work that you put in. So I do think that is the other half is he's just not confident. There was a play that everybody's talking about where he got the ball under the rim and he was so scared. It looked like he clearly was nervous of going to the free throw line that he dished it off to Matisse Thybulle, who got fouled. And
I was
Joel
watching the
Embiid,
video. Yep, that's the same video. Yep.
yeah. And Joel Embiid, like, looked up and looked at the rim, was like, bro, you were literally right at the rim. And he had Trey Young under the basket. Just dunked the
I was
ball.
looking at that same video, like you know Joel because he's animated, so he's like, bro, like
Yeah.
he's like, you're right there, bro. What are
Yeah.
you doing? So I couldn't even be mad at him, man.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
definitely
but
not.
he said,
Man.
oh, I thought who's guarding him? Matisse Thybulle. He said he thought Thybulle was gonna recover. Whoever was guarding him, I couldn't remember.
It didn't even matter. It was Trey Young under the basket.
Yeah,
The smallest guy on the court.
He was gonna recover and block me, and yeah.
Like I said, this is the NBA. This is the A League. This is the professional basketball at the highest level. If you are going to be nervous when you touch that floor, you don't need to be on the court then.
Especially at this level.
Yeah. Doc Rivers once again loses in the second round of the playoffs. I thought he did a decent job coaching this series. But the fact that you as a coach allowed 2 times giving up 20-point leads, the coach has to have some blame for that.
Yeah.
But on the other side, though, Nate McMillan, man, can he get his flowers right now? And what has taken the Atlanta Hawks so long to get taking that interim tag off of him?
Bro, some people, I was seeing something, I was trying to do my homework. Somebody was saying that, I guess him like not signing early is the way for him to get more money, like him keeping the intern tag until after the season. Because I was wondering the same thing, like there's no way that this guy still has the intern tag, but they're like, nah, this is his way to get more money instead of signing early. He decided not to sign. Like, I guess they were saying the Hawks were willing to sign, but he was like, no, I'll just wait.
Okay. Didn't know that. Good for
yeah, so I was, because trust me, I'm wondering, like, why is this guy, you know what I mean? Like, why haven't the Atlanta Hawks, but it makes more sense though,
Mm-hmm.
It makes more sense if he's going to get more money signing later on than what he would have got signing back then. So,
and we all know they are going to sign him for a long-term deal.
They better after. I'm telling you, they better, man. People gonna start getting bad karma like the Pacers for how they do McMillan, man.
And then so they're in the Eastern Conference Finals right now. They're playing the Milwaukee Bucks. After their disappointing second round defeat last year in the playoffs, Giannis has been playing like a madman and has looked like the MVP all series or all playoffs. They sweep the Miami Heat in the first round, and then they play probably one of the best series in the playoffs so far against the Brooklyn Nets. That was a hell of a series. That was a hell of a series.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of everything, bad and good. The bad was we seen James Harden go down in the first game to a hamstring issue. And then after that, you see Kyrie Irving go down with a twisted ankle in the series.
Talk to me, bro. Do you feel like LeBron James was right about starting the season early?
No.
After seeing everybody with these injuries?
I mean, to an extent, yes. But to the most part, no. A lot of these teams that are playing now, they were off.
Okay.
They were off pretty much a regular offseason. Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, I just think it's just a lot going on right now with the COVID and all those protocols and all that. Yeah, I think that definitely played a part, like with injuries and, being on the court for 2 weeks and then being off the court for 2 weeks because you got COVID and all that. I think that played a part in it. But with the Brooklyn Nets, though, Kyrie Irving, he's the guy who's always injury prone, so it's not surprising. James Harden, sorry, no excuse. You came into the season in terrible shape.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, a lot of people aren't even talking about that, bro. And now seeing the hamstring injury, it makes sense.
Bro. Yeah, you come into the season in terrible shape, and then you try to lose that weight and get in shape that quick.
The game gods are not; they don't play around.
Yeah, the hamstring doesn't play around with that. You have to stay in shape. Now, with that being said, I do think James Harden will come into this off season, and he will be in shape coming into a training camp next year. But Kevin Durant dealt with an Achilles injury. They had injuries all season.
Yeah.
So that kind of wasn't surprising. But the good of that is we got to see vintage Kevin Durant.
We did.
So Kevin Durant pretty much had to either play without both of those guys or pretty much James Harden on one leg when he came back. But boy,
I don't know if I agree with Steve Nash just letting him ride out there, but that's here nor there.
James Harden.
Yeah, Steve Nash. Yeah, I don't know. I
What,
mean,
what other choice you got though?
I don't know.
Situation.
Man. I don't know. You're right. I'm not an NBA coach, but I'm just like, I don't know.
I mean, it's just there's nobody else giving anything. Blake Griffin had a couple solid games. I think people keep saying like this whole like, well, Mike James got more of an opportunity. Mike James got an opportunity when Kyrie went down.
Yeah.
So I don't exactly know what that is about. But the real disappointment was Joe Harris.
Yeah, man. We paid you $64 million or something like that, almost 70.
For you to shoot as great as you did.
Best 3-point shooter all year for 2
and then and then you come in the series and do that is unacceptable. Yeah. He owes Kevin Durant, and that needs to be made up next year. I don't think you get rid of him though. He's still one of the best
shots.
Yeah. He missed one that could have
open.
Yeah, I was about to say he missed one that could have took them to the conference finals. He missed a lot of shots throughout all series. We saw Kevin Durant was about one shoe size away from of winning that series in overtime. That game 7 was one of the best playoff games.
How do you feel about that, bro?
There's two sides to that. Number one, Kevin Durant and Giannis both put on performances as superstars should. And then, the second side of that is, Kevin Durant didn't score in overtime. And, he was clearly drained. The last shot he tried to make in overtime was a tired shot. Yeah. It was the same shot he took.
Played 2 whole games.
And, he tried to take that same shot he made to win overtime or to get to overtime. He tried to take that same shot he airballed. That's a tough shot. That was a tired shot, if you ask me.
Over a smaller defender, he was definitely tired.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, and, you can tell me how you feel about this. I think he's definitely the NBA is his league. He is the best player in the NBA. And that's not even really because of him. Like I said, the guy who has been the best player in the NBA for the last 12, 15 years has just taken a step in, in a direction of kind of not necessarily regressing. He's just getting older. And that's LeBron James.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant's only 32 years old. And like I said, that
gifted, man.
What was that?
I said that boy's gifted, man.
Offensively gifted. Shout out PJ Tucker. He did a hell of a job guarding Kevin Durant. A couple games, Kevin Durant out of rhythm. Yeah. Like I said, shout out to Giannis. Jrue Holiday had his moments. These guys are in prime position right now to finally get over the hump and make it to the finals. And then we get to game 1 of the conference finals, and they trick the fourth quarter to Trae Young. And Trae Young went berserk, 47 against the Milwaukee Bucks. How do you feel?
Just a side note, I'm still waiting until next year when LeBron comes back to make that assessment.
All right, that's fine. Like I said, injuries are part of the game, so that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, bro. Back to Trae Young. That's what I'm saying. Every time I watch him, he's just doing more and more and more to make me understand why there were people that were not higher, but just as high as him as they were on guys like Luka Doncic, man. And and I always tell you, bro, I just love guys that every time they step on the floor, they don't do what he's doing, like with the flashiness, but they give you the best chance to win. And Trae's showing us that, he's a winner too. Like, not that he's just out there, the shimmying and all that. That's part of his game, but he's also actually trying to win. And just been watching him these playoffs. He's definitely been leading his team at a high level, bro.
Oh, for sure.
I'm impressed because he ain't just the leader on the team. He's the leader, but he's doing it in a lovely fashion.
Also, shout out, I think has been the second most consistent player in this team is Danilo Gallinari.
Yes,
Uh,
Gallo.
I thought that was such a big pickup, and you didn't really see much of him in the
Was he
in the regular
hurt?
season. In and out being hurt. He's also on the older side as well, a little older now too. But I think he started to pick it up towards the second half of the season. But
Mm.
now he has been the second most consistent player throughout the playoffs. And then you saw bright moments from John Collins. You
Yeah.
saw a bright moment from Kevin Huter in Game 7 against the
Good
Philadelphia
Kevin Huger.
76ers. Bogdanovich has had a game. He's been inconsistent though. Remember, these guys are doing this without DeAndre Hunter, who was
Yeah.
a really good pickup and has shown that he has all-star potential.
He got hurt, right?
Yeah, he's hurt. Cam Reddish is hurt. So just think how much young talent these guys have. Clint Capella played well in game
About
one.
Cam Reddish,
Yeah.
man.
So these guys are going to be good for a really long time, regardless of what happens this series. Now I will say the Milwaukee Bucks and this whole drop coverage that will be deaded in game two.
I'm already, yeah, it's
And if
it's
it's
tough
not,
to
they're
play
in
drop
trouble.
coverage versus guys like that. Like when you're
Yeah.
guarding John Morant, and okay, but when you're Trae Young's gonna eat that thing alive, man.
Probably one of the best floater packages in the NBA.
Yeah.
Can spread the floor. Why are you drop coveraging Mike Budenholzer? It doesn't make any sense. What you clearly have
He's gonna get a shot for him or a teammate every time.
exactly. What you clearly gonna have to do is you're gonna. It sucks because Brook Lopez is a rim protector, but you're gonna have to go smaller. You're gonna have to switch everything.
I thought sometimes there was points at times where I thought he should do that versus the Nets because it's like, bro, you're just in the drop coverage and KD's coming off every time, just pull up. Like, damn, can Bobby Portis get a chance? But they're like, Bobby Portis is a terrible defender.
Yeah, no, he's even worse.
I mean, fuck, but he is more mobile, I guess. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And now I see why Giannis's brother is getting a minute because it's like Portis can't really move, like Brook Lopez can't move. Sometimes they're giving Giannis's brother him even a chance. Be guys like Bobby Portis. So I'm like,
I mean, what I think they have to do is, like I said, they have to go small. Giannis is going to have to play the 5. PJ Tucker is going to have to play the 5 so they can switch everything.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much when you're guarding, like I said, Atlanta's skilled. They have scorers and shooters everyone on the floor besides Clint Capella. You're going to have to switch everything. Clint Capella is not a threat on the low post. He's a threat on the glass, yes. But I think Giannis is good enough of a rebounder that he can battle with Clint Capella on the glass. But there's
how scary would it be having Giannis at the 5, bro?
I mean, that's why I think that it'll be a great offensively and defense. They have a whole bunch of shooters that surround Giannis, and then on top of it, like I said, I think defensively, Giannis gives you a look where you can switch everything.
Yeah. Who got winning that series?
I'm gonna still say the Bucks, and I thought maybe 5, but now maybe 6. I don't know. It's gonna be a better season than I thought it was gonna be. What do you got?
Yeah, man. For some reason, I still got the Bucks beating the Hawks, but gosh, Trae Young's making that theory hard, man. He's making it tough, bro, because he's just. I'm anxious to see how Milwaukee's going to come out defensively game 2 in regards to guarding Trae Young. Are they going to stay in the drop? Because I know Budenholzer is stubborn in that sense, and he just stayed in it versus the Nets. Like, he didn't even care. Like, that's why KD was eating the mid-range.
Well, as long as Brook Lopez is in the game, they have no choice but to. So we'll see how many minutes he plays.
Brook Lopez not mobile enough.
And I wanted to give a shout out too to all these the young crop of superstars that we just named, man. We just went from Luka Doncic, unfortunately lost in the first round, to Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, who are now in the conference finals playing well, to Donovan Mitchell, who went off, to Trae Young now on the other side of the floor. Bro, how do you feel about
even guys like Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson? Like, it's just a lot of young guys that's just
John Morant.
Just got drafted in these last 3-4 years. John Morant, Donovan Mitchell just got put out in the second round. He's up there, but this young crap of guys, man, I'm definitely impressed with them, man. Extremely skilled, extremely talented. And I think they're beating the narrative too. A lot of people are feeling like the game's getting kind of soft, but I feel like these young guys are, I don't know, man. Yeah,
Super
they're
skilled,
skilled, and
man.
I feel like a little bit of the chippiness is
Yeah,
coming back.
no, you're
You
right.
know, like,
Definitely.
I was gonna ask you that too. I've been thinking about that all day. Like, does it seem like a little bit of the chippiness is starting to come back? Like, I feel like some of these guys are starting to come in, and I don't know if it's take offense to the older guys always calling the league soft, but it's real chippy, bro. So I like that they're starting to.
I
A
know they're
lot of
not
guys are
backing
starting.
down from anything.
Yeah, I'm loving that guys are they're playing with edge. I love it. Even Devin Booker, he's light skinned correlation, but he's out there choosing violence at will.
Trey,
So
Trey is too.
Trey Young, man,
Starting back from New York.
love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I
quick.
love the skill, man. You know me, I'm big on skill. These guys are extremely skilled.
Oh yeah, skill. Like I always say, skills at an all-time high, brother. What these guys offensively can do on the court is, like I said, you never seen it. Like especially at a young age, like these guys
Right.
have been doing it. So yeah, right now, conference finals talk. Is to me is this has been one of the funnest playoffs to watch in a while. Like I said, you go from just the young guys to the upsets. This is the first time in a long time that both number one seeds didn't make the conference finals. And like I just think I think we're gonna have two great conference finals, and I think we're gonna have a hell of a finals series. A lot of people want to see for lit purposes and culture purposes, Phoenix versus Atlanta.
Bro, I was at the Liberty Park run talking to shout out my boy KK, man. And he was like, and I was just in Phoenix. He was like, bro, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not a Suns fan, bro. But I want the Suns to win just for lit purposes. Like I'm trying to go back out to Phoenix. I swear to God, he said I'm trying to go back out to Phoenix, bro. It's lit out there, bro. So I want them to go just because of that. So that's definitely to your point, bro.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna cap myself. If it's that Atlanta and Phoenix in the finals, I'm going to Phoenix and Atlanta.
I was about to say, knowing my bro OT, he's going to a home and away game for that series.
Definitely. I'm going to both games, man. Yeah, man.
You wouldn't go to a Bucks?
Nah. I'll go to a bar and watch them, and then I'll go to Phoenix. Yeah, man. Shout out, to the 2021 NBA season almost dwindling down. Hoop Narrative Podcast. You can find us on all the podcasts. We got Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play. We on YouTube, Anchor.
Yep.
Man, shout out to all of those. Radio Republic. Shout out to all those platforms, man. You guys go find those and hit the follow button so you can see when we drop in new content. Twitter, Instagram, hoop_narrative.
We're about to open that vault up, man. We got a lot in the vault, so we're getting ready to open it up. So definitely
for sure, man. For sure. So right now, man, we're gonna go to a quick little ad. When we come back, man, we got a little question and answer with the head coach himself, man, sitting right next to me, Fred Wilson, man. But don't go away, man. We'll be right back.
Loyalty Beard Care, it's your go-to beard kit. They're committed to making you look your best every day of the week. They offer top-of-the-line ingredients to keep your beard healthy and moisturized, man. If you're, one of those guys, or girls, I want to get your man, their beard right. LoyaltyBeardCare.com is where you can purchase all of that. He's got beard moisturizer, beard growth, beard oil. He's got hats. He's got face masks. So hit him up on Instagram as well. Loyalty Beard Care on Instagram.
Welcome back to Hoop Narrative Podcast. It's your boy OT. Got my bro Fred Joe with me. You might see a little difference. He got the hat on now, the C representing Cleveland High School. Like I said before, my bro got hired as the Cleveland high school varsity basketball coach for this season. This season was, was different. And I know we're going to speak on that a lot, bro. You guys had to play in a COVID season. Didn't get to have an actual tournament, state tournament, or anything like that. You guys have played how many games?
10?
10.
10, bro.
Quick
Yeah.
schedule, in and out.
10 games, bro. Yep. And probably with the tournament 11, 12, something like that.
Okay.
So it was weird season, bro. I was just happy for the kids to be able to get out there and play because we thought we wasn't even gonna have a season. So
Mhm. And I got to get to a few games, even though it was tough, man, with all the COVID situation, man. I just can't wait until you get a full season under your belt, a full summer under your belt, to actually grind your kids up, because they're gonna first see, the grind that you got and what you'll bring to the squad. How speak on, first, how do you feel? What were some goals for you like this season, and how do you feel the season went?
Man, I'm not, being cocky or arrogant or anything, but I think it was a hell of a season,
Mhm.
for what we did, with those kids and a lot of those kids, I seen what they looked like coming in. It was tough. This was their third coach in 3 months.
Mhm.
One coach left, one got the job and resigned 2 months later. Then here I come. So some of these guys came into the season. I don't even think they thought we'd win a game, maybe one. And we ended up winning about 4 or 5, I believe. And just building a culture with these guys, man, the relationships and um, seeing these guys see where they were at and where we got to. And that was big for me. One goal that I had was to try to start the emphasis of building culture. And I know it's one of the cliche sayings. I seen some on YouTube, like when college coaches get a job, they make like a 5-minute clip. The first thing they talk about in their press conference is culture.
Mhm.
But it's really something that you have to build. And people know Cleveland's had, they had a little bit of culture back when CJ was there, but I think the last 4 or 5 years there hasn't been none there. And I think I did a good job of that, and it's tough. But once you implement it, I think things start to turn um the next page. And also I think just kind of getting out there what we're about. That was one of my goals. Like I wanted people to, when they think about Cleveland, they what do they think about? And that's why I came up with the land, and it stands for loyalty, accountability, noble, and determination. And
I like that.
yeah, man, I stand for that. And my guys stand for that. And so when people think about Cleveland basketball, that was one of my goals. I'm like, when people think about Cleveland, what do you want them to think about? And
Mhm.
those are the 4 things. So those are a couple goals I had, bro.
And you spoke about culture, and
Yeah.
when you think about Cleveland High School, and then you think about the league that they're in, it's Metro League, definitely toughest league in Washington State, one of the best divisions, conferences in the West Coast.
Mhm.
The teams that first come to mind are State High School,
Yeah.
Rainier Beach High School,
Yeah.
Garfield High School, even Franklin High School,
Yeah.
and now Eastside Catholic.
Guy Catholic, yep.
All the
Seattle Preps up there.
Seattle Prep too.
Yeah.
All those schools, I think, actually no, even Seattle Prep. All those schools you would know has had a pro, NBA pro.
Yes.
Nobody speaks upon the fact that Cleveland High School has an NBA pro, and
I know you always be telling me that, like, why don't more people
Yeah.
harp on the Cleveland pro?
And I think that'll start with you. But I definitely want to give him his flowers now while we're talking about it. CJ Ellaby, second round pick out of Washington State University, played at Cleveland High School for 4 years. Now at the Portland Trailblazers.
And this is a guy that could have went to any of those metro schools that you just named, but
Yeah.
chose to stay at Cleveland.
Uh-huh. How important do you think it'll be for those kids to know, like even incoming kids to know, you think you see all these other schools, they have pros. If you come here and get it done and you do your job, you
Yeah.
can get there too, just like CJ Ellaby did. How important is that?
Nah, it's extremely important, bro. And
And just not even NBA, even just being
yeah,
a Division One player.
yeah, because a lot of kids, you know how it go. I mean, a lot of them that's the start. They want to start there first,
Yeah.
and that's hard. But um, I just think guys need to understand, especially with CJ being still kind of young. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like guys got to understand, like, hey, it's if you work hard and you put in extra work and you grind. Yeah, sometimes you may not get what you want, but your chances are higher. And CJ is a guy that was a constant grinder. We know he worked out with, our guy, Cardiac French Tony.
Shout out Hybrid.
Yeah, shout out Hybrid. I'm at Cleveland now. I talked to my guy Phil Petty, who's a proud alumni, and he just tells me stories on stories of CJ going to run heels after games and and I just want kids to understand that, hey, like you said, he didn't have to go to Rainier Beach, Garfield, Franklin, Eastside Catholic. He was able to go to a Division One school, which everyone wants right here out of Cleveland. So why can't you? You
Uh-huh.
know, and yeah, the NBA is for the guys that a little bit blessed, but have an extremely, a high work ethic.
Uh-huh.
But what you guys don't understand is CJ doesn't even get those opportunities without putting himself in a situation to show that, which is staying at Cleveland, not going to team up with other people, just understanding, hey, if I work hard and come to work every day and keep my long-term goal, which is to get to Division One level in the back of my mind,
Mhm.
I can get what I want, you know what I mean, right here out of Cleveland. And a lot of kids need to see that because you know this, bro. Where do most of these kids want to go to school at? You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
not knocking them, but
Yeah, no, not at all.
a lot of kids can't play at those schools. You know what I mean? Not because, and it may not even be because of your talent. It's because of the opportunity. So do like CJ. I'm not saying do like CJ, but you could be like a person like CJ where, hey, I'm gonna just work. I'm gonna just bust my ass, and I'm gonna just be able to show at Cleveland High School where I can get opportunity. Because
Facts.
he could have went to Beach and battled with the Kevin Porters, and he could have went here and there, but he said, I trust my work and I'll just do it from here, and then I'll just let the chips fall where they fall. So that's definitely one thing I want kids to understand, man, is you don't gotta run here, you don't gotta run there. Trust your work first.
Does he have unlimited access whenever he comes back?
Bro, I told you we talked about this, bro. I'm right now I got 4 days a week for the guys, man, 12 to 2, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. But I'm talking to the custodian, man. Shout out my guy Bismarck. I'm talking to him, trying to figure out what do I gotta do, man. If I gotta go down to the John Stanford Center and talk to somebody, because I mean, you know how it go, bro. Like at all
Yeah.
these other schools, the guys at that level, gym access should never be a problem for them. Like,
Yeah.
even growing up, every guy that we know, he was able to get into his high school.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to make that for CJ Ellaby, and that's part of building a culture. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Guys coming to gym, you see CJ Ellaby putting in work. It's gonna start changing the narrative a little
Exactly.
bit.
I mean, just even seeing the kids seeing that, they like I say, it'll start to sprint down. Like the being able to see that stuff is contagious, bro.
He
And
didn't just go to college; he went to the NBA as well,
yeah,
right out of here. So dream big.
exactly. Now I know you what is my favorite aspect in you and coaching and even off the floor, even when you played, was you love to grind. And last year, last couple of years, 2 years you were with at Franklin High School?
1, 2. I
One
was
year.
with
Okay.
Kef. I was with 2 years at West
Okay.
Seattle.
So one thing that I saw within your 1 year was the summer or the off season work.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of skill and drills in the summer and fall before the season started. What's some things that you're definitely looking forward to working on this summer with your guys?
Oh man, I kind of it was, I don't know what summer that was, but it was that summer when
2019, I believe.
we was on the lockout heavy watching Rico Hines.
Okay, so yeah,
And
2020. Yep.
Yeah, remember it was that summer.
Yeah.
Remember we used to always be watching
Oh
Rico
yeah, yeah,
Hines.
yeah, 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 yeah,
I don't
yeah,
remember
yeah,
what
yeah,
some
yeah.
was it 2 summers ago? It might have been. I feel like I don't know if it was the start of COVID or something. I can't remember what
I
happened,
forget.
but um yeah, I kind of copied his mantra, skill work for an hour and
Mhm.
playing after. And I just want my guys to, 4 days a week for 2 hours, just coming in and taking advantage of just working, man. Like, and you know this, bro. Like, most people are charging for that.
Yeah.
They're charging 4 days a week, 2 hours. But I just want my guys to understand, like, we can change. And this is one of the culture things. We can change what the narrative is by just coming in on whatever days that we have and putting the work in. And it's tough because obviously, if you don't have culture, the programs that have culture, there's things that's expected that kids already know,
Yep.
and that's one of the things that I'm fighting. But I think as time goes on, and our players see who's in the gym, and they hear about some of these college guys and these NBA guys coming into the gym, like, hey, those guys are already at a higher level than where you guys are trying to go, and they're taking advantage of this.
Mhm.
So I kind of hope it spears my guys to understand, and like, hey, like, and I got guys that, they got goals of going Division 1. So I want them to understand that you got to take, and one good summer could change your life. You know what I mean? One good summer could change your life. So if you put that work in and we put that work in, I think collectively we'll get to where we need to get to. But I definitely want my guys to understand the importance of hard work, man. You know me, bro. It's like it's tough because it's 4 days a week and it's 100 degrees out. So it's like it's tough to get the kids in the gym, but I'm gonna keep coming in there every day, and I'm gonna keep inviting like a couple older guys so they raise the level. And I just want my guys to understand that, man. You could look up and your opportunity can go to someone else. So take advantage.
And I was gonna get on that a little bit. So when I was talking about the Franklin High School skills and drills, you brought in NBA
2Q6.
players. Yeah, 2Q6. You brought in guys like Isaiah Thomas. Is that something that will be happening again in Cleveland?
Yeah, man. It's crazy because I was kind of just talking to IT. He was talking about, coming up there. He wanted to hoop, and I didn't say that to him. I'm like, yo, yeah, it's perfectly fine. But I'm telling myself, I'm gonna wait till it's a nice size amount of people in the gym that really are trying to get better and hoop, because I want him at least to come up there with a good product, So
Facts.
more kids are starting to come, more people are hearing about it. An hour of skills, second hour we scrimmage and play. So I definitely want to take advantage of seeing guys like Isaiah Thomas, Jamal Crawford, CJ Ellaby. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of what the situation is, you know how kids are. They respect what they see in status right now. So
Facts. That's how you build a factory. I feel like
I
in
don't
today's
care.
era.
Yeah, I don't care what I say. They see those type of guys and the respect level goes up. So I'm trying to make it to where they see those guys in the gym, and then they'll really understand. So
Facts. Yeah, no, bro. Like I said, I'm definitely proud of the work that you're putting in there. I definitely think that you can turn Cleveland High School into a factory and get that name right there where it belongs, next to the Garfield High Schools and the Rainier
you know
Beach High
me, bro. I
School.
just want to give these kids a chance,
That
man.
too. That's
The
what I
kids
said.
that,
Just producing and giving these guys opportunities to play at the next level, regardless if it's D3, D2.
yeah, man. Go to college, man.
Mhm.
Some of you guys I know, just like me, I wouldn't have been able to go to college if it wasn't for a scholarship. So if you can, try to work hard and make it easy on your family. You know what I mean?
And that's why I know that, a lot of especially incoming eighth graders or guys who are looking for different, or incoming ninth graders or guys who are looking for different programs, them and the parents, will see the grind that you put in, and, the fact that, you actually care about these kids, and, what they do, after high school, and,
Yeah.
where they can get to. I think that'll all play an important pivotal role. And, like I said, helping turning around Cleveland High School and getting it back. Cleveland High School, like I said, they've always been a decent
It
high
was, it
school.
was, back when we knew it, it was,
Mhm.
our guys went there. It was more culture, but now it's a STEM school. It's one of the better
Exactly.
academic
Exactly.
graduation. the science program, the technology program. So and I feel like a lot of parents want their kids to have that type of opportunity, but they may not be able to pay for the private school at O'Day or Seattle Prep or Eastside. So Cleveland's one of the only public schools in Seattle, I believe, where you can kind of get somewhere close to that. Not knocking Garfield's AP program, but it's definitely good for parents, because I know a lot of them want a better education than what they have for their kids. So,
hey, hell of a pitch to any parents or kids that are listening to this.
Yeah, man.
I ain't saying he's recruiting. I just say hell of a pitch. Hell of a pitch.
Hey, at the end of the day, I'm everybody, and this on for the kids, man. I don't care if you're going to Cleveland, not going to Cleveland. I just want you to have an opportunity. I hate seeing the guys that I rock with, and even parents sending their kids to bad situations, bad opportunities. I like to see these kids go to good opportunities and have a chance to relish and make something out of it. You know what I mean? Not go load up at a big school and be the 12th man and be cool. But when senior year comes, you're looking for a scholarship, and
facts. You should
nothing.
Real rap, bro.
It's nothing. Yeah, it's hard to get a scholarship if you don't have no production behind you. So
facts.
Go where the opportunity's at, not where the name's at.
And that's something that you're giving right now at Cleveland High School. Shout out to you and best of luck. I know you're gonna have these guys grinded up this summer. Hopefully we'll have a regular school year / basketball.
It'll be regular next year, bro. 26, 27, get regular. God willing, I get some Metro or something, but 20-some games, it'll be a real season. So it's go time right now.
Yeah, I know you'll have those guys ready. Also, too, best of luck to, like I said, I know Rotary summer coach. You guys will be on the circuit as well. So I know that'll be another thing we're looking out for. Shout out to the whole Rotary program as well.
The live we're about to pick up, and just because it's a live period, 3 weekends out of 4, it's a live period. So it's about to be tournaments, and it's the coaches can be in the gym now. They don't got to just watch. So it's been almost a year since college coaches could be in the gym watching kids. So it's real now.
Been a year.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of hoop coming up, man. You got the like I said, we got the conference finals, the finals, trickling that down to the summer circuit's about to open back up. Most notably is the EYBL, which is what Rotary participates in. Even other tournaments around the country. Then also too, and we didn't really get into that much. We'll have the Olympics coming back this year in August.
Got the Olympics and the TBT, huh? The college tournament.
Yep, the TBT will be going back to their 64 team format. I was reading up about that.
Just real quick, bro, I gotta shout out my boy T. Roden getting selected in the second round of the Big Three.
Big Three's open back up. Shout out
T. Road, man. I gotta shout out T. Road, man. Congratulations.
That's really fun to see. I think that fits his game too, and that
Yeah, that's what I was telling him, man. Try to make something shake and get and maybe get an invite to camp like Joe Johnson did, man.
Definitely.
You're young enough. So.
Also, shout out to me. I'm gonna give a little personal shout out. Devontae Lacey, former Wazoo Cougar.
Hey, good Wazoo Cougar.
Yeah, he'll be in the TBT. I don't know exactly.
Wazoo got a team in there, bro?
No, I don't know who he's gonna be playing for.
Okay.
I know he was telling me that he is gonna be in the TBT, so definitely look out for that, especially on my Tacoma heads. I know that Devontae Lacey is definitely representing y'all greatly over these last 6-7 years, or shit, even longer than that when he was.
They be acting like D. Lacey didn't put in work at Wazoo, man.
Yeah, Wazoo, even at Curtis.
Yeah, even at Curtis High, man. Come on.
Now, definitely, because he's in the TBT, man. I would definitely, have no mind. I know you're listening. I would no problem chopping it up with you for a little bit.
Didn't you say D. Lacey said he feel like you don't really get the respect, man?
I think I said that, but I know. No, I know he came on our.
That was you telling me when we had
Yeah.
the convo.
But he came
Okay.
on the Twitter page and was like, "What's up, man? Like, when can I get on?" I think he said it as like a jokingly way, but I was like, "Nah, man, like definitely, we can definitely."
Oh, he hit you with the Siggy, like my resume must not be.
Yeah. But nah, like I said, you Devontae Lacey definitely a household name, man. Seattle, Tacoma, Seattle. Like his resume speaks for itself as well.
1,000-point score at Wazoo.
Yeah, 1,000-point score, playing a solid basketball overseas. Like I said, now he's getting an opportunity in TBT. Like I said, Seattle guys, definitely, Seattle Tacoma definitely showing out all over the country, all over the world, man. Hoop Narrative Podcast.
Bro, it felt good to get back in, bro.
Man, definitely. Like I said, man, there won't be a hiatus this long.
Yeah. Hey, for real though, man.
Yeah, facts this time.
We won't go Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Nah, facts. We definitely will have some fun this summer. We're gonna keep you updated on basketball all over. From, like I said, from high school to NBA, we're gonna keep you updated. Like I said, man, it's been fun. We got some players coming in. And
last thing before I let you go, bro.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Paulo at Duke, Nolan Hickman's at Gonzaga, Caden Perry's at Gonzaga, Shane Noel's at U of A.
Yes, sir.
So shout out to some of them Rotary guys, man. They on college campus. You know how it go, bro. They got to get you there. You may have to do summer school. You got to do summer grind workouts. So I just want to shout out those Seattle guys, man. The young ones that we watch, kind of.
Definitely. P's
getting that step, man.
P's getting a special run. Paulo's got to Duke for Coach K's last year, man. So that's gonna be a special run.
How ironic is that, bro? Like Coach K's last year, he got P, man.
I was gonna see if maybe you ask or I ask if there's a possibility for tickets in any game, but I know now the prices went up. Bro, I don't even know if I'm even worth asking.
I'm gonna hold you to this, bro. You got to find out what the prices is for that Duke Gonzaga, bro. We gotta try to go. It's at the T-Mobile in Vegas, right?
Man, I know.
P been telling me, bro, look at your tickets, bro. Look at your tickets, because I already knew that he wasn't gonna have no tickets because there's gonna be too many people.
Yeah.
So I told him I'll buy a ticket, but he's been saying, bro, if you're gonna buy it, you better get it early.
Facts. So I say ever since Coach K announced his retirement, I'm pretty sure it's like that a Kobe effect. It's already impossible to get inside home games at Duke, but every away game is going to be packed. So
that's why I tweeted too on Twitter, like when he announced it, I was like, Coach K low key should get a farewell tour.
And he will.
A farewell tour.
And that's
you know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure he was pressured in, letting know. And, he said it had to do because he was tired of lying to recruits about how long he was going to be there. But I also think it was also because he was getting pressured from his staff and the school that he was very well deserved of a farewell tour.
Yeah.
So shout out, man, everybody listening, man. Like we said before, check us out on all the platforms. We're gonna be right back at it, man. We throwing out content all summer, man. Hoop Narrative Podcast. It's your boy OT. And I got my bro Fred Dro.
Come on, man. Hey, man. Cleveland Eagles, man.
Shout out Cleveland Eagles, man.
Hoop Narrative Podcast, man.
We out.
Took a breather and came back in no time. Put the ball in my possession and it's showtime. I'm taking the last shot, coach, don't mind. I'm a different predicament, so it troubles you. Game clock ticking and I'm coming for the W. One man ain't enough, they gon' have to double two. Get ball shot made, all the fans loving you. Time expired, everybody rushing you. Now you done showed them what you about. Try to tell you we was gon' make it without a doubt. Do what they can, I'm already stamping. I be shitting like Kevin Durant. In the game, ate up. When I steps on the floor, I don't waste time. 2 seconds, one shot, I'ma make mine. Hit a 3-pointer on baseline. They want my spot, I'm trying to save mine. So you should move over. 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 You should move over.